channel. In today's video, I wanted to share with you guys some fall soups. I love all things fall, and I'm hitting you guys with all the fall things. I hope that you guys love soups, so let's go ahead and get started. To start us off, we're going to be making some creamy broccoli and cheddar soup. This is more of a copycat from Panera. Very, very delicious. We're going to go ahead and add in this whole stick of butter, which is half of a cup. We're just going to let that melt. Once it's melted, I'm going to add in 1 whole onion that I have already diced up, 1 cup of shredded carrots, and then about 3 to 4 cups of broccoli, just kind of whatever you guys feel like. I did go ahead and double this recipe, but I'm just giving you just the very basic. We just have a lot of people in our family, so I ended up doubling this, but I'm giving you the plain recipe here. We're also going to put in 1.5 cups of chicken broth, and then 1 cup of milk, or you can put in half and half. I always like doing half and half just because I like my broccoli soup a little bit more on the creamy side. Go ahead and get that all stirred together, and then I'm going to put in 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. That heavy whipping cream is really going to make it nice and thick. For our seasonings, I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of salt and half a teaspoon of black pepper. I'm going to put in just about a pinch of red pepper flakes. I'm slowly going to put in 1/4 cup of flour, just a little bit at a time, giving every time a good stir until it's all incorporated. And then I just put the lid on and let that cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. Once it has thickened up and that broccoli is cooked through, and all the vegetables are cooked through, we're going to go ahead and add in our cheese. We need 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, and that's also going to make our soup a lot more thicker as well. And that is it. It is ready to devour. This is amazing with a salad or bread. I love just having bread with my soups. I like getting like the discount bread at Walmart, or I like making my own homemade bread. So delicious. Up next, we're going to do a chicken enchilada soup. So to a Dutch pan, we're going to add a couple tablespoons of olive oil. And then I have 1 small onion that I had diced up. We're just going to throw that in there and then give that a good stir. If you like creamy soups, you can also add half a cup of flour in with this mixture, and that would thicken it up just a little bit. I'm also going to add a couple tablespoons of minced garlic, and then also 6 cups of chicken broth. I have 4 ounces of green chilies we're going to add. And then I added 1 can of Rotel, or if you have fire roasted tomatoes, that would be perfect as well. 1 can of corn, 1 can of red enchilada sauce, and I love this brand, Old El Paso. I just think it's the best enchilada sauce out there. And then I have most of this jar, which is about 8 ounces of sun-dried tomatoes. You definitely don't have to add that. I just added it since I didn't have the fire roasted tomatoes. And then I have about 3 cups of shredded chicken, and then 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and 2 teaspoons of cumin, also a half a teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to add 1 can of black beans, and we're going to go ahead and give that a good stir. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on, and I just let that cook for probably about 20 minutes. Once it is nice and hot, since I just have shredded chicken, I just want it hot. If you're using raw chicken, you definitely want to make sure and cook this a little bit longer until that chicken can shred through properly. I'm going to add a block of cream cheese and then 2 cups of cheddar cheese. Give that a good stir, and your dinner is ready to go. We served this with just some tortilla chips. We had some tortilla chips and salsa on the side as well, or you could just dip it in there. So delicious. This one was a huge hit. Next, I'm going to be making kielbasa potato soup. This one was my favorite out of all the meals that I made this week. Very good. This one's definitely a must try. In your soup pan, you're going to add just a couple tablespoons of olive oil, and then 1 pound of the kielbasa, smoked sausage, however you want to say it, whatever you have, that'll work. I just cut those up into like 1/4 pieces, and we're just going to fry them up, and then once they're done being fried, then we're going to just put them off to the side. And now we're gonna put in 1/2 cup of chopped up onion and then 2 cloves of garlic. I'm also gonna put in this whole container, which is 4 cups of chicken broth. I have 1.5 pounds of potatoes that I went ahead and cubed up. We're just gonna toss those in there. While that's cooking to a smaller pan, I'm going to take 5 tablespoons of butter and then 1/4 cup and a tablespoon of flour, and then just go ahead and give that a good stir. All right, now I'm going to add 2 cups of milk, and if you want it even more creamy, you can add 1/2 and 1/2. That would be fine too. All right, once it has thickened up, we're just going to go ahead and put that into our pan that has our potatoes. As long as they are, for the most part, done, you can go ahead and get that stirred together. I'm also going to add about 6 ounces of cheddar cheese and go ahead and give that a good stir as well. And then 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Go ahead and give that a good stir. And now we're going to go ahead and add our sausage right back to our pan. And then go ahead and give that another good stir. And that is it. That's all that you have to do. This is a super easy soup recipe. I love it. The sausage makes it so flavorful. I like to add a little bit more cheese on top. Also, some sour cream would be really good in this as well. And you also might have to add just a little bit of salt for flavoring. It really depends on how salty your chicken broth is. And then I had some discount bread that I went ahead and used with this. Bread and a salad is what would be perfect with this meal. Up next, I'm going to be making ham and corn chowder. I love this meal so much. I'm just going to use some bacon grease instead of using butter or olive oil, just to kind of be more budget friendly, and it just tastes a lot better when I use bacon grease. I have 1/2 of a medium onion that I went ahead and diced up, and then 2 sticks of celery that I chopped up alongside 3 cloves of garlic, and we're just going to go ahead and give that a good stir. And then I'm going to toss in there 1/4 cup of flour and give that a good stir as well. Getting all of that flour combined properly. You just really want it incorporated to where you don't really see that flour anymore. All right, and then I'm going to put in 4 cups of chicken broth. 2 large russet potatoes that I went ahead and diced up. 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, and then go ahead and give that a good stir. And then I have about a 12-ounce package of corn, frozen corn. I love the frozen corn just because it's usually a little bit more fresh and sweet. I love the sweetness that comes from it. And then I have 1 pound of ham that I went ahead and chopped up. 1/4 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And then just a little bit of salt and pepper and just a pinch of cayenne pepper. Go ahead and put the lid on and let that cook for about 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes. You just want to make sure that those potatoes are nice and cooked through. And my soup didn't come out super creamy, so if you need to add like a little bit of a cornstarch slurry, that's fine too. I did about 3 tablespoons of water and 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and it thickened it up perfectly. I like to add a little bit of bacon bits right on top, or if you guys wanted to do some fresh bacon strips, fry it up and put it in your chowder, that would be amazing too. It's going to add so much flavor to it. This is a huge hit. My whole family loves it when I make corn chowder. Okay, this last one is going to be an Italian sausage white bean soup. So to our soup pan, I'm going to go ahead and cook up this Italian ground sausage. I also have 4 bacon strips that I went ahead and just cut them up into small pieces, and we're just going to cook this until the sausage is done. The bacon should be, for the most part, done. If it's a little underdone, it's fine because we're going to put it back and it'll cook for a little bit longer, but for the most part, that bacon should be good. It may not be super crispy, but it will be cooked through. Okay, go ahead and take everything out once it's done cooking. We're just gonna put that off to the side. Then I have half of a small onion that I went ahead and diced up, and then 3 cloves of garlic, giving that a good stir. I'm gonna put in 4 cups of chicken broth. And then we're also gonna put in 3 cans of white beans or navy beans or cannellini beans, however you wanna say them. For seasonings, I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of Italian seasoning and 1/4 teaspoon of dried rosemary, and then give that just a little bit of a stir. And then with my meat masher, I'm actually just going to go ahead and mash up these beans just a little bit. I just did it this way. Of course, you can use like a pureer, or you can use any other method to kind of thicken up your soup. If you don't want to mash them up, you can always just add like a cornstarch slurry. That would be fine too. I'm also gonna add 2 small carrots that I went ahead and just shredded up. And then I went ahead and put everything back into the pan and let that cook for another 20 to 25 minutes. Everything thickened up. Everything was looking absolutely delicious. I added just a little bit of black pepper right on top of that. If you need more salt, you can definitely add some more salt too. But the sausage is typically kind of salty, so I don't think we ended up having to need any salt. But you guys, this is so good. It's super hearty, very delicious, and I added some homemade bread to go with it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you found value in this content, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing below. I'd love to have you here on my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.